Hello, good evening and welcome everyone to the final round of the Flat Out E-Racing V8 Championship. And for this we are in the Far East in Japan. We are at Fuji, famous as the final round of the 1976 Championship, that great decider between James Hunt and Nicky Lauda, as brought to life in the fantastic film Rush. If you've never seen it, look for it. It's on all the streaming services or any charity shop near you. I'm sure the DVD's in there for about £5. Absolutely fantastic film. So we've had a really exciting championship here. We've had 8 rounds in total, and Oh, excuse me, that bottle of wine I had earlier is obviously repeating on me. We've had 8 rounds. We started at the Red Bull Ring. Then went off to Spa, Blue Moon Bay Infield, Suzuka for round 4, and then we moved to Dragon Trail Gardens, Interlagos. That was a fantastic battle there at that excuse me, Brazilian circuit. Then last week we were at Sardegna, and then this week we are at Fuji for the final round. And of course the question you're asking is, what is the championship doing? And I am just about to tell you that. Well, leading it is Season4, who I believe is with us tonight. He is more than a race ahead, so he may well have decided to take the night off from that one. Dan TGT, he's with us, he's in 2nd place. Stormfly is in 3rd. He stepped away because he's watching the F1, which is completely rubbish. You don't want to be watching that. That's why we're all here watching this instead. Timorous is in 4th. Locksteck, again, he's away watching the F1 in 5th. And Select, who I don't think is with us tonight, he's in 6th. Snod 77 in 7th, Cajun 100 in 8th, and Blue Jones Senior, he's there in 9th. And in 10th is Stu Stoughton, a new driver to the series, started a couple of rounds ago. The race we had at Sardegna, he tried a really different strategy. Unfortunately, it didn't come off him, but he still got a really good finish. So just to remind you what we've got on tonight, we're just out on the 10-minute qualifier. So this is for pole position, usual format, fastest first. It's a reasonably long track here, so they'll be looking to try and get in as many laps as they can. You see we've got less than 7 minutes remaining and nobody's actually started their qualifying lap yet. So there is going to be a little bit of time here. I'll talk to you a little bit about the circuit in a minute. Darwin 70, he's on screen at the moment. Now he's the guy that's actually hosting the room for, oh dear, hang on, we've had a mistake there. Oh, sorry, we're back. Hopefully we're back on visual with you. Yes, we had a little bit of a glitch there. So Timorous has set the first lap, a 1:38. Dan goes a little bit quicker now on a 1:38.1. Noddy's mate slightly slow, he's just in the 1:40s. Had a Woody back, new driver of the series, he's 1:41. Yellow Sausages, now he was very quick in the free practice on those, but he's there in just below 1:42. Now Darwin had a penalty to drop, so he's why he's out there. Mad Morris 1:44, so that's dropped him down. He's there at 6th at the moment. So we've got another couple of drivers, one driver coming into the pits at the end of that lap, and we've got somebody just coming across the line. Oh, Select is with us tonight, just seeing him flash by. So Select, he has gone sub 140, so that's put him on 3rd on the grid, so that's quite a good position. Just remind you, we've got a 40-minute race after we've sorted out the grid sequence, or grid positions. And then Blue Jones has just come through, he's on a 1:44. So he was waiting for the in-laws to go, so he's managed to let them go, and he's on racing with us tonight. So let's just have a quick look who's not put a lap in yet. Darwin 70, he's just coming around to put a representative lap in. Just talk a little bit about this circuit. It was built in the 60s, and I believe it was originally a Toyota circuit. When they built for development of cars and so on, and I think it's had a few ups and downs over the years. It's a different layout to the circuit when James Hunt and Nicky Lauda were battling it out. It was modernised for F1 racers in the late noughties. Famous one where it was extremely wet and Lewis Hamilton won the race. Oh, here we go, some new time. Noddy's mate nearly down below one. He's got a 140.4. Woody back 140.0. Yellow Sausage 140.3. So it's all looking very tight on the grid at the moment. Darwin 70. Oh, still a little bit out there, nearly 146. Steve Stanton dips below the 140. So where has that put him? Let's have a quick look further up. So that's put him 4th. And Mad Morris, who is another driver new to the series. So I wonder if that's Morris as in his name or Morris as in the car. I don't know, maybe someone in the comments will let us know. So let's have a quick look. Who's on the move? Blue Jones Senior goes a little bit quicker. He's a 1:43. I still think they'll put him down towards 10th place at the moment. So we've got 3 minutes 40 left. So let's have a look who else we can look at. Who's possibly on a quickie? Timorous is, I think, oh, he's not quite at the end of the lap. He's currently in second. Now, Timorous is a driver to watch because we've got accelerated fuel usage and tyre wear. And what tends to happen is it tends to shake out. Oh, Chilibas, another new driver to the series. He is on a 1:39.4, so that's going to put him on to the second row on third place. Oh, Timorous has made a track limits issue there. So unfortunately, he's had to dump that penalty at the beginning of this massive long, I think it's almost 2 kilometre long straight. So unfortunately, that's going to cost him speed all the way down here. Now, one great feature of this track is this massively long straight, followed by this really, really, really tight hairpin. So a good slipstream will get you a good slingshot down the inside, but you're right down there, probably into about first or second gear. Oh, Darwin's gone a little bit quick. He's on 1:43. Man Morris is done a 1:44. So I think they'll put them down around about 10th place at the moment. So Stu Stoughton's gone back to the pits. We've got 2 minutes 19 remaining. So I think that's probably him done, unless he gets out really quickly, because otherwise he's not going to get around. So let's have a quick look, see who else is on a lap. Chili Bass, he's coming around towards the end of the lap. Slightly lacking in livery. Looks a bit of a privateer there with that all blue BMW there. So here we go, out onto that final straight. So it's literally pedal to the metal all the way down the main straight. Just got to head towards finish line. He's only 0.023 behind Stu Stoughton in third. Is he going to do it? Here we go. He's coming up to the finishing line. You can see where the lights are. No, he's gone slightly quicker, but he hasn't got in front of Stu Stoughton in front of him, I'm afraid. So let's have a look. Yellow Sausages there in fifth at the moment. Dan's going even quicker there in first. Let's have a quick look, see how much he is ahead. He's nearly a second ahead. Now, Dan's one of our thinking drivers. He tends to not get involved in all the door mirror bashing at the first corner. Particularly if we're on a reverse grid race, he tends to play the long game, realises he doesn't have to... oh, I think he's gone off for it to do something back in the pits. Dan's a bit of a thinker, so he tends to be gentle on his fuel, and another one that tends to be that is Timorous from Greece. He is a driver that also tends to be fairly easy on his fuel, and as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have pit stops tonight, and it's whether it goes for 1 or 2, and Timorous is very much a driver that ekes his fuel out, ekes his tyres out, and goes for that single stop. So let's have a look who. So Chili Bass is in the pits. Yellow Sausages, as a new driver to the series, ghosting out there, so I'm guessing he may well be returning to the pits. So let's have a look who's next. Woolly Back, another new driver. A lot of these drivers are building up because this is the final race of this series, and we're going to have a new championship starting very, very soon. Oh, Woolly Back and Blue Jones getting a little bit close for comfort there, but it doesn't seem to be anything too harmless done. We've got a new championship starting based around... Oh, hello, who was that? Blue Jones got it all wrong in the background. We've got a new championship starting very soon under the V8 banner, but with a DTM twist, so all the cars have to be German. And we've got fantastic news that we have a sponsor for that. It's called Decal Labs, Decal as in stickers, and they are sponsoring the championship, and they are going to provide trophies for first, second and third, and that's going to be the 5th season of our V8 championship. So this is going to be live broadcast like this race is here. So if you want to get involved, you want to get yourself on screen, get involved in the racing, click on the Discord link below the YouTube video and get yourself involved. We've got a YouTube page as well, so you can jump on there, search Flat Out E-Racing, and you can find all about all about the Decal Labs of V8 DTM Championship. So let's just have a quick look back. Who's still got a lap to finish? Timurus finished. Select from Poland, he's finished. So Stu Stoughton's already in the pits. Oh, Chili Bass has got a lap to finish. He's been popped down from 4th to 5th. I think that's because Select has slipped in quite a good lap there. I think the rest of the drivers behind Chili Bass. This last corner here is really difficult. There's many lines through it, and all the times that I've raced it, I've never quite found the perfect line. It's whether it's a late apex to get that good run, or running wide to carry good corner speed. So here we go. He's just 0.077 behind Stu Stoughton. Can he do anything about it? Here he comes up to the finishing line, and no, he can't. Didn't go any quicker there at all. So here we go. So your pole sitter is Dan TGT. Timurus in 2nd, Select 3rd, Stu Stoughton 4th, and Chili Bass in 5th. So here we go. We've got a 40-minute race. So nothing is compulsory away at pit stops. It will be forced. The hand will be forced by tyre wear and by fuel usage. So it's really up to them how they decide to cut it up. And it'll be a case of, it might be a 2-stop, it might be a 3-stop. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to split this one up. So here we go. There's a grid start, as you can see. The red lights are coming on. 3, 4, 5, lights out, and away we go. So Mad Morris there at the back didn't seem to get too good a start. They're heading down towards that first hairpin. They're spreading out wide, looking to trying to get that advantage. Dan's going quite wide in the first corner. Select has worked his way. Oh, I thought he got up to 2nd there ahead of Timurus, but he hasn't. So Timurus slots in behind Dan TGG. Select 3rd, Stu Stoughton 4th, Yellow Sausages 5th. So basically going as per grid order. So here we go, round the left-hander. Then we've got this long right-hander. And you just balancing the throttle all the way around because you just don't want it to drift too wide. And then this is a good overtaking opportunity here. Hard on the brakes for this left-hander. Looks like somebody went a little bit wide in the background there, but we'll just keep an eye on the battle for the lead. So we just have a look. Stu Stoughton looks like he's getting quite close with Select. Let's see how they go. So we've got this long run down to this tight chicane section. Stu Stoughton's down the inside. It looks like he's got the move done. He had good speed into there and very slick and clean move there. So round the chicane, then they work their way back up the hill, round the right-hander, and then again this nearly left-hander here, which is not a constant radius. So they sweep out and then come back, clip the apex, and then up to the final corner. Oh, Timurus looking a bit loose up front, and it doesn't look like Select has given up on that 3rd place quite yet. So here we go. Oh, Stu Stoughton wide onto the grass there. So has that compromised his speed down the straight? It looks like it has. Select pulls out. We're alongside. Let's go external. So side by side down to that first corner. Who's the bravest of the brave on the brakes? They're giving each other room, but Select's on the right side. Select's just squeezing Stu Stoughton a little bit up towards the curb. So Select has the compromised line into it. Stu Stoughton trying to go around the outside, but has to forego the position. So here we go into lap 2. Can Stu Stoughton come back at Select, who's currently in 3rd? Looks like Select has gapped him slightly already. So we need to get a couple of laps under our belt before we know what everybody is doing on fuel and tyres. Stu Stoughton hasn't given this one up yet, has he? I don't think. We'll just go have a look on board. We've got Yellow Sausages behind him in very clearly a yellow BMW, so he's going to be an easy one to spot. So we're coming down to this tight hairpin. Hard on the brakes, but looking up forward, the one who's getting racy is Timurus. Look at this. He's right on the case of Dan. So Timurus is one of the ones that tends to eke out his fuel. So we could have 2 guys here on different strategies. We'll have to let a couple of laps get under our belt before we know exactly what's happening. But I think this is going to get quite lively because Timurus traditionally has been a pretty quick driver, but also one that can eke it out. He's like the fast and the frugal of Grand GT Sport. So now just 0.7 behind, he'll be getting the advantage of the slipstream off Dan in front of him down this long straight. So here we go. It's going to be hard on the brake show. I don't think he's close enough to make a move, but he's definitely keeping Dan in front of him very honest. And look at that, he's right up behind him. Oh, and he's giving him a little bit of a love tap round the corner, but no harm done. It's as anyone who's watched Days of Thunder, rubbing's racing, and that was definitely a little bit of rubbing there. Oh, and a bit more rubbing here. Oh, it's getting a bit lively here. Look at that. We're gonna rub the M&M stickers off the back of that BMW of Dan's there. So here we go. This is one possible overtake manoeuvre. No. Possible chance to dive down the inside there. Now the big one here is to get a good exit from this corner and get a good run here. Get in the slipstream. He's getting close. He's 0.3 of a second behind. So it just isn't quite close enough, I don't think, as we head down. Dan's looking at, oh, I thought he's going to look a bit defensive, but then it's hard on the brakes. Hairpin right, hairpin left. Now, hard on the gas. Now, where Timorous really needs to place this car is on the exit to that final corner, because he needs that long run down the main straight in the slipstream to get past Dan in front. So he just needs to be really neat and tidy around these last few corners. And then we'll get an idea of what he can do down the main straight. Here we go, onto the main straight. Is he close enough? Oh, no, he's running right onto that green AstroTurf, which he's got no grip on it at all, and he's dropped almost a second behind. So that opportunity's dropped away. We will have a quick look at his fuel. So he's used quarter of a tank in 5 minutes. So he, I would say, is definitely going for a one stop. If we hop over to Dan, he's used the same. So it looks like those two are on the same strategy. So let's just hop back, see if anybody behind is doing anything. Selecting third, doesn't look like he's doing anything dramatically different. He's used about a quarter of a tank. So yeah, a quarter of a tank after 5 minutes is going to be one stopper. So very much looks like everyone is going for the one stop. So let's just bring the leaders up on the tower on the left hand side. So we've got Select in third, who we've just skipped over, and then we've got Stu Stone, as I said, relatively new driver of the series. He's in fourth, and then fifth, another new driver of the series, and he's privateer BMW Chili Bass. He's another driver from Greece. I think he's just joined us tonight, so he's obviously shown us a competitive term of speed there. Yellow sausages in that very, very yellow BMW there. Just to clarify, everyone's in the BMW tonight. It's a V8 series, so this is obviously a car with a V8 engine in it, so hence the fact that all the drivers are using the same car, so there's no variance in that. So the only variance is basically how they're driving it and what tyres they're choosing. So that's sixth, that's yellow sausages, and then in seventh is Woolly Back, another new driver. These drivers are obviously all getting wound up ready for our new series, which I say starts in the next couple of weeks. If you want to get involved, the thing to do is hop on. You've got a Discord link below the screen you're watching at the moment, but you've also got Facebook, so you can join the Flat Out E-Racing group on Facebook, and if you've got any questions, the guys are all really friendly in there, and they will help you out with any questions you've got. And the new series, as I mentioned, is Season 5 of the V8 Championship. That's going to be sponsored by DKL Labs. They are a funny enough, a decal and sticker making firm. They're involved with a lot of the British Touring Car Championship teams. So anybody who's followed that on the TV, and they had the great finale there today at Brands Hatch. So anybody who's been watching that will have seen their handiwork on a lot of the cars in the championship there. So those guys have got involved with us. It's great to see them on board, and they are going to put up a first, second and third prize trophy for us. So we're really pleased to have them on board. So moving back a little bit further, we've got Mark Parker. He's currently running there now. He's got a little bit of a gap each side of him. Well, let's have a look, see what he's doing in the way of driving now. He's obviously going for a two-stop strategy by the look of it, because he's down nearly to half a tank already, and we've not even made quarter of the race. So he's going to have to go for a two-stopper. Let's see what the guys around him are doing. Blue Jones, a driver that came into the series this season, was, I'll be honest, towards the back of the pack early on, but he's definitely absorb pace from the other guys around him. He's currently running there in 9th. I'm sure he'll be chuffed with that. Let's have a look, see what he's doing strategy-wise. He's going for a... I would say he's going for a one-stopper with a splash and dash. So he's going to be... he's not going to move rapidly forward on that. It looks like also he's carrying a little bit of damage as well. So must have had some contact with something there. So there, and then there in 10th, we've got Mad Morris. And oh, there's a three-way battle going on here. Let's have a look. We've got Mad Morris, Darwin 7-0, and Noddy's mate. So, and Darwin 7-0, he's the host. So, despite the fact he does that, I'm sure the guys won't be giving him any space. So that's Mad Morris in 10th. And I'll say another relatively new driver to the series. And then in 11th, we've got Darwin 7. He's the host of the room and one of the admins of the Flat Out E-Racing. Oh, and he's just picked up a penalty there now. I know exactly how he got that, because he ran wide on the exit of that left-hand corner. And as soon as you do that, oh, and then he had a coming together as well. So he's going to have to shake that penalty towards by the end of the lap. And I reckon that's going to give Noddy's mate a chance to slip by him there. So with his Durex-sponsored orange car there. Durex famously sponsored Formula 1 in the mid-1970s. They sponsored the Surtees team. John Surtees, famous driver who won Formula 1s and motorcycle racing world championships. But this actually led to the BBC, and we are talking about the BBC in the 1970s, stopping coverage of Formula 1 because of the condom sponsorship on the cars. So you might sit there and chuckle about it, but it had quite a big effect. And once the Durex sponsorship had gone, they then started covering it again. Oh, and then Darwin ran wide onto that AstroTurf there, and Noddy's mate is taking great advantage. So these two guys heading down towards the first corner. Noddy's mate's got in front, but Darwin tucks back under. He's got the slipstream heading up towards first corner. Is Noddy's mate's going to go defensive? No, he's taken the normal racing line. Darwin's going down the inside. He's going to go for the late break, but he's compromised his line. Noddy's mate's trying to go around the outside. Darwin's all over the grass on the inside. Noddy's mate hangs on to the space. And in front of him, Mad Morris is getting away. He's 1.3 seconds up the road. So, and I think for cutting that first corner, wrong way, Darwin has also picked up yet another penalty. He's got more penalty than the Germans in an England match. So let's have a look. Let's move. Oh no, I think we're going to stay on this one because Noddy's mate there has just quietly slipped by Mad Morris. It's the battle at the back, and these guys are not giving it in. Darwin needs to lose that penalty, which is going to cost him, which he has. So he's the third of this trio. We'll keep an eye up front. It's still Dan first, and Timorous in second, and Select in third. But these guys at the back, this is a real door handle battle, and they're not that far behind Blue Jones. So Darwin 0, he's going to go down the inside of Mad Morris. He's got the move done. Oh, he's gone a bit deep. Mad Morris cuts back up the inside, up to the last corner. Oh, Darwin 0 got it back. A little bit of a love tap there. Mad Morris going up the inside. I think they're coming out. This is just turning into a drag race. Fantastic. Oh, we got some comments coming through on YouTube. Let's have a quick look, see what we're going on. So we will have a quick look and see what we've got going on with YouTube, and we can find the right bit on our screen. Oh, let's look at this. Mad Morris going for the inside. Oh, has he got the move done? Yes, he has. Darwin 0's down to 12th place, but they come out there side by side. Looks like Darwin's going around the outside. Yeah, so Darwin's got 11th back. Fantastic. Mad Morris is coming back. He's going for the inside on the left-hander. No, he can't make it stick. So let's have a quick look what's going on. Oh dear, I'm having technical issues here, guys. Just bear with me. So I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. See, I shouldn't try and multitask really. So let's have a look at the comments. Oh, Lockstack. Oh, hello. Lockstack saying hi. Oh, Lockstack giving me an update on the Formula 1. Thank you very much for that one. I might have to take a slight pause while these goes for a battle to the end in the Formula 1. Now, this is really cheeky, guys, but what I'm going to have to do is I reckon I can keep the connection for the commentary and still watch the Formula 1. Do you reckon I can do that? But while we're doing that, we're going to keep an eye on... Oh, Darwin, you're the host. You shouldn't be bumping people out of the way. So, Blue Jones through. Oh, no, Blue Jones is out onto the grass. Oh, it's a freeway drag race down the straight. Here we go. Blue Jones going tight to the wall. He's going defensive for the first corner, which is a right. Oh, no, he's gone for the pits. So, is he going for the undercut? Are these guys on worn tyres? And Noddy's mate's gone for the pits. Mark Parker's gone for the pits as well. So let's have a look, see what else we've got going on. Oh, there, we're pressing all the wrong buttons again. So, Dan is yet to make his pit stop. So's Timorous and so's Sleck, because I think those guys are all going for one stoppers. Because, oh, here we go. So, see, it's a real battle at the back here with these guys. Well, they're up to 8th and 9th, but I do think they're going to have to go and do a pit stop any second now. Let's have a look how they're doing on the field. Yeah, they're really down on the field. I don't think, you know, look at that down the bottom of your screen. Yeah, and it's just flashed the red. So these guys are going to have to go for a pit stop on this lap, I believe. So that's going to force their hand, I think. Oh, Darwin down the inside there, Morris. This is getting a real robust battle here. Oh, and it looks like Mad Morris went all agricultural there. And I think Darwin might pick a penalty up there for going across the grass. Let's have a look. And yes, he has. Half-second penalty there, just as I predicted. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to hop on with Dan at the front and just see what's happening with this battle up the front of the championship, because Dan is the one that he's got a chance of pulling in some points tonight, but I don't think he's going to do enough to actually break down the gap between himself and let me just remind myself who it was. Because I just lost my... There we go. Stay with me, guys. Here we go. So, it's when you file things and you can't find them. Here we go. So, Sincor, who's not with us tonight, he is 33 points in front of Dan, and there's only 25 points available tonight. So, unfortunately, I don't think Dan there in the lead is going to be able to overhaul, but he's going to secure him second place in the championship, because Stormfly is not with us tonight because he's off watching the Formula 1, which us dedicated souls obviously aren't, because we're sat here working with Flat Out E-Racing with their V8 championship. So let me just get back onto the correct screen and we can see exactly what's happening. So we've still got the battle going on between Darwin and Mad Morris. Obviously done their pit stops, and they are going to... I'm just trying to see how that's going to shake out between these two guys, because obviously they're a little way down, but I think they're going to have to go for a splash and dash towards the end of the... So Darwin with Mad Morris, these two guys do seem to be very much stuck together. So let's just work our way forward on the grid. So we'll go back with Dan. So Dan's still in the lead, Timorous second, Select third, which is basically how they pulled off the grid. So this is almost looking a bit like Formula 1. In fact, it's almost being more possessional than Formula 1. So I expected this track with a long straight to produce some fairly exciting racing for us. But incredibly, it's gone the other way, and it's actually been quite possessional. Now, the thing that may come to play for us later on in the race is obviously fuel and tyre usage, and when everybody's strategy starts to come into play. So, let's just keep an eye on Dan, because I think we'll stick with Dan for now, because I think he's going to stick with his one-stop strategy. So he's going to be pulling into the pits any second now. Right, back with you there, slight interval. So, let's just have a look where we are with pit stops on this one. Hopefully Lock's Tech out there, if you're listening in. I'm sure you enjoyed what you've been just watching on the Formula 1. It was a bit of a predictable situation there, unfortunately. But certainly it was quite exciting. So let's have a look what's happening here. So Dan on screen at the moment, he has managed to stretch his fuel out. As you can see at the bottom screen, he's going to have to come in. He's also been using those racing super softs, so he's going to have to come in now, but he's only got to put in just over 18 minutes worth of fuel. So I would imagine in second, Timorous is probably going to have to go for the pits as well. So I don't think this is going to overly affect the order. The only one that might, I noticed Chili Bass has hopped into third in front of Select. So Timorous and Chili Bass is going as well. So let's just have a look at Select. Has he gone unnoticed by us into the pits? He has. So this is the one to watch. So Select and Yellow Sausages, these guys have both pitted. Now the one that hasn't are obviously the three guys in front of them. Dan went for another lap. He's got no fuel at all. Oh no, he must be out of the pits. I'll take it back. Sorry, he's obviously gapped them enough that he's out. I was thinking, how's Dan done that? So let's see what happens with Select and Yellow Sausages here, because it'll be a case of, does Chili Bass come out of the pits with them? Oh, it looks very close. Select's coming out of the pits and Chili Bass isn't, so he's not cleared the pits yet. There he is, he's in the background, so he's come out fifth. Timorous, oh look at that, dives into the first corner, but Select gets the sweeps back in the switcheroo. So Select's got second, he's nicked second there from Timorous. So that was quite a move there. Select, when the Timorous came out of the pits, but Select obviously having pitted that a little bit earlier. So let's keep on board with this one. We've got Select in second, Timorous in third, Yellow Sausages in fourth. So this is where the battle is at the moment. So we'll just move to follow Timorous in the middle of this battle. He's the sandwich in the filling, or the filling in the sandwich even. So this is where a chance to overtake is likely to come. Timorous is running quite close there. Little bit of a love tap there. Yellow Sausages looking to pick up the pieces if these two in front make a mistake. So looks like this battle here between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th is looking remarkably close. Steve Stoughton, who was up there but has slipped back through that pit stop phase, he is there in 7th, and he's not very far behind these guys at all. So, and Woolly Back's in there as well. Oh, the Yellow Sausages didn't get a very good line there, but Timorous did, and he's stuck his nose out the slipstream already as they head down towards the first corner. So Select on the right hand side, Timorous on the left, but as we head up towards the first corner, Timorous has got the better line into that first corner. He's got the defensive line there, wheel to wheel. Here we go, fantastic stuff. Here we go, who's going to be the latest on the brakes? Oh, and Dan's come out of the pits at the same time. He had gone for that extra lap. Timorous goes deep on the brakes. So, oh, and Dan takes advantage of that, but Dan had gone out much later, and he's paid the price for that one. Look at these, Timorous, Select, and Yellow Sausages right behind him. Look at this, this is the battle for the lead. Fantastic. This is the final race of V8 of this season. This is fantastic stuff. This could go any way. Dan's kicking up the dust. So Timorous, who had a bit of a gap behind, now is right up behind Dan, with Select right behind him as well. So these guys are all really experienced and really quick racers. So shows how great this series is. These guys are all really, really close. Oh, look at that in the background. Yellow Sausages looking to go down the inside Select, but couldn't quite do it. Select went defensive. So here we go, just around the complete lap. I think there's going to be some frantic slipstreaming down this main straight. It looks like Dan and Timorous are making a break. Oh, Timorous trying to go down the inside there. That was a bit rough and ready, but nobody came off too badly from it. So we got that battle for the lead, and the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th between Select, Yellow Sausage and Chili Bass. So this is going to go all the way to the end. We've got just under 15 minutes to go. Timorous is looking to get quite racy with Dan. Dan's already moving across the track to go defensive. And in the background, Select and Yellow Sausages going backwards and forwards. So we're going to move back to that battle. Here we go, into the first corner. Look at this, 3 abreast, fantastic stuff. Chili Bash trying to get 2 for the price of 1. Can't quite get it to stick. Yellow Sausages round the outside of Select, fantastic move. So he's gapped those 2 guys in a few hundred yards. So Select, I can see in his crosshairs, he's definitely got Timorous and Dan in front of him. So he's got in the groove. So Chili Bass will be the next one wanting to get that move on Select. So in his privateer blue BMW there, Select is looking definitely under pressure. Chili Bass looking down the inside, the left-hander. No, he can't get it to stick. Select goes a little bit deep on the exit. Chili Bass coming back on the inside. Has he got it done? No. He tucks back into the slipstream. We're coming down this short straight to the hairpin at the end. Here he goes, Chili Bass diving out. Can he make it work on the brakes? No, he can't. So let's just hop. Oh, he can make. Oh, I missed that. We're going to go back. We're going to risk a replay. So here we go. So I didn't think Chili Bass could get that done, but Chili Bass was looking down the inside. Select on the brakes. What happened there? Oh, it looked like Select got it all a little bit squiffy and a bit sideways, and Chili Bass took the advantage down the inside there. I don't think that was intentional contact. I just think that Select was a little bit all over the place, and Chili Bass looked to the inside, but unfortunately when you get sideways like that, suddenly you're blocking the track. So somebody in the background there's gone to the pits. Oh, that's Woolly Back. So he that's quite an interesting move from Woolly Back there. Let's just hop on board with him quickly in the pits, because I want to see what he's doing in the way of. So he's nearly out of fuel, so I'm guessing this is the first of his second stop, so he won't need to take on a full tank of fuel. Try saying that after a few glasses of wine. But he will need to put obviously enough in to get himself to the end. So unfortunately that has shuffled himself down the pack. So the big winner in all of that battling between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th seems to be Yellow Sausages, because he's got himself onto the podium there. Looking at the front here, Dan, after that little bit of a scruffy exit from the pits after his single stop, he's now pulled a 2-second gap on Timrus. So I think the battle for the lead has pretty much sorted itself out there. So unless Dan makes a mistake, but I think moving back, you've got Chili Bass and Select there. It looks like Select hasn't quite given up that ambitions for 4th place. So he's hanging on there. So this might be an issue that's down to tyre wear. And the other thing is, with 11 minutes to go, we're in that window for the guys that are on the 2-stopper. So any guys that have got to pull the trigger there for that, they are in that particular window now. And I just noticed somebody popping out of the pit lane there. So as you can see, these guys 1st, 2nd, 4th and 5th are fairly neatly spaced. So we'll move to 6 with Stu Stoughton. He's at the back of this leading pack, but they're all fairly evenly spaced at the moment. So I don't see us getting anything too big in the activity field from them at the moment. Noddy's mate's up there in 7th, so he's going to be quite chuffed with that. It's on pit stops. So as I mentioned, we were in the pit stop phase there. So Noddy's mate's coming in for his 2nd one, so that's going to drop him a little way down the field. So Woody Back, who just came in for his pit stop last time around, that's going to promote him up to 7th. But I don't think any of the drivers in front of him have got to pit again, so I think that's probably where he's going to get stuck unless something dramatic happens further up the field. Blue Jones, and he's coming in for his 2nd stop as well. So let's just have a look at some of the other guys around them, like Mark Parker, who has just hopped up to 8th, because I think he's going to have to do... No, he's already pitted. So he's got enough field to get to the end, and Noddy's mate comes out of the pits with him as well. So hey, we've got a good battle here for 8th and 9th. Slightly different strategy there. Mark Parker getting it all a bit squirrely out of the exit there, but he's got the warmer tyres. So here we go, up to the left-hander. Have to be careful on the exit here because they've run wide. They'll get a penalty. But it looks like Noddy's mate has got the measure of Mark Parker there. And Noddy's mate seems to be pulling away. He's just pulled out with those fresh tyres. So we've got just about 9 minutes remaining, which is going to be about 5 laps. So Mark there's got some pretty fresh tyres, and I think Noddy's mate... Oh, Noddy's mate's running the super soft, whereas Mark is running the soft tyres. So Noddy's mate may be off quicker, but his tyres are going to burn out. So Mark Parker, hang in there. That may well mean that he'll come back to him. So we'll keep an eye on that for 8th and 9th. So, we've just skipped somebody there. So this battle further down the field has settled itself out. Darwin is in 10th. Running a little bit wide there. And then in 11th is Blue Jones. I think that could be pit stop related though. Let's have a look. So he's got a full tank of fuel. So we'll just have a look at Darwin. And he's got a fuel tank as fuel as well. So that one has to an extent sorted itself out. And then from that battle we had was also Mad Morris. So that seems to have settled itself out because he's about 10 seconds back now. But you know, for a first showing in the series, Mad Morris was definitely up there, having a bit of a battle with those guys for 10th, 11th and 12th, and that was really exciting stuff to watch. So he's certainly in there, but he's in that blue flag zone because Stu Stoughton is up behind him. So the lap cars are coming around. Oh, we've got a yellow flag as well. There's somebody, I can't see anybody stationary at the moment. Oh, Mad Morris going a little bit wide there. So it looks like Blue Jones has had a little bit of an issue there, and it looks like he's returning to the pits. Let's have a quick look. Has he picked up some damage? Yes, he has. So he's going for the pits. So unfortunately, that good showing at the moment, unfortunately, has gone away from him a little bit there. But it's good to see his pace is definitely picking up Blue Jones as we've gone through the season. So we'll be chuffed with that. So moving back up to the front with half a tank in his fuel tank, we've got Dan. He has got just under 7 minutes remaining, so he's looking fairly comfortable there at the moment. He's got nearly 8 seconds already on Timorous, which is incredible pace because he's pulled that out in about 3 or 4 laps since his single pit stop. So incredible pace there. So next up is Timorous, who is holding off Chili Bass, who is in 3rd by about 4 seconds. So I don't think he's falling back particularly towards him. We'll keep an eye to see. Oh, excuse me. See whether or not that gap back to Chili Bass is closing up. It doesn't look. It looks like it's stuck around about the 4 seconds. So there we go. Chili Bass in the privateer, BMW in 3rd. Then we got Select, who's picked up a penalty. Oh, we got a little bit of action here. Select's having to pull over to drop that penalty, as per the rules. And Yellow Sausages has taken the advantage, and so is Stu Stoughton. So I think we're going to stick with this little battle here for a minute. We'll hop on with Stu Stoughton, because I think that's where the middle of the pack between these 3 guys. Select is pretty quick. So, oh, Stu Stoughton is looking up the inside of the Yellow Sausages. Can he make it stick? No. He tucks back in behind. So just under 5.5 minutes remaining. Oh, Mad Morris is doing a bit of grass cutting there for us in the background, looking a bit loose. Oh, a bit more grass cutting. Stu Stoughton looking down the inside of the left-hander. No, can't quite make it. Have to be careful on the exit there. You run too wide, the Gran Turismo decides that you've got an advantage and gives you a penalty. You can see Mount Fuji there in the background there on that shot. So Yellow Sausages 4th, Stu Stoughton 5th, and Select in 6th. But I don't think it's going to finish this way. Excuse me. So here we go, down to the hairpin. Stu Stoughton looking quite racy. Oh, he's trying to go around the outside. It's a bit rubbing. It's a bit rubbing. He's gone a bit deep. I think Yellow Sausage is going to back up the inside. I think if there's Stu was involved, they'll be telling him to give that place back. Now, Select's on the scene. So he's going to try and dive up the inside. So I think this is going to be a race of the slipstreamers down the main straight. And Stu Stoughton probably, as a tactic, wants to keep tucked under the rear wing of Yellow Sausages, but Yellow Sausages got a bit sideways there, coming out the left-hander, now gone the right-hander. Stu Stoughton's dived up the inside, and Select's taking the advantage as well. And in 2 corners, Yellow Sausages gone from 4th down to 6th. But he is looking there at the slipstream of the car in front, which is Select. So he's trying to get the advantage down the straight. But it looks like Select in front of us is pulling away. So I don't think that's going to work for him. So we've got just under 4 minutes remaining as we go into the first corner. Yellow Sausages seems to have shaken out of that manoeuvre there, and it looks like Stu Stoughton is pulling a little bit of a gap there on Select. These 2 guys came close earlier in the race, so they are clearly on a very similar pace. So I would imagine that they are going to be running fairly close towards the end. Yes, Lockstex, thank you for that one. On the comments on YouTube, I won't mention that in case anybody's watching it on the highlights. And oh, I've got a question for Wooly from a Dave Cannon. Are you from Birkenhead? That's the nickname from him. So hopefully you'll hear that on when you hear the replay back, and you can post us the answer. I might be able to research your driver bio on Discord if I can ever work out how that program works, and might be able to fill in Dave Cannon on that one. So let's have a look where we're going. So Yellow Sausages definitely dropped off the back of this battle here for 4th, so it's between Select and Stu Stoughton. Up the front, hello, have we had a change of positions there? Because I thought I saw something flash across. No, we're all still as we were. I'm being confused by the data being thrown up in the corner at me. So Dan's still in the lead, 2nd is Timorous, and 3rd is Chili Bass, and I think that's fairly stable from now to the end of the race. We've got just on 2 minutes remaining, so we'll just have a quick whiz down the field. So Stu Stoughton now is in 5th. Yellow Sausages was in that battle for 4th, but in that little bit of door mirror bashing, he got shuffled down. So he's still there in a very respectable 6th. 7th we've got Wooly back. So he's just heading down the straight. Got a fair gap in front of him and behind him, so he's in a fairly safe position there. So in 8th we've got Noddy's mate, so I think he's going to be quite chuffed with that. So he's had 1 or 2 races off the pace, but he's had a, how should we say, a second coming, and I'm not referring to his sponsor, and he's there up in 8th, and I'm sure he'll be quite chuffed with that one. And then in 9th we've got Mark Parker in that Halfords liveried BMW, which looks very much like the Hondas in the touring cars. 6 seconds behind Noddy's mate. I don't think with 1 minute 10 remaining he's probably going to make that one up, but he will be, but he may fall back in the, no, he won't fall back in the clutches of Darwin 7, because he is 30 seconds behind him. So Mark can afford to make a few mistakes there. Darwin, is he going to have to pit? No, he was just going defensive, but I don't know why he's going defensive, because there's 26 seconds behind him to Mad Morris, who has obviously had a few problems, because he was doing okay, but there's obviously quite a big gap there. And unfortunately Blue Jones Senior had to have that extra pit stop there in 12th, which has meant that that's cost him quite a lot of time. He was running up there around about 9th or 10th, so unfortunately that shuffled him all the way to the back of the pack. So we'll just hop on with Dan, because I think this is his final lap, because we've got just 15 seconds remaining, and he's not going to complete the lap in that 15 seconds. So a lights the flag win there for Dan. He had a little bit of a battle there during the pit stop, because he came out, he left his pit stop a bit later, but that seemed to compromise him, and the undercut for the other drivers was really good, and they all come close to him, but he's now pulled 16 seconds on Timorous in second place, and those guys were right behind him as they came out of the pit. So in 13 minutes he's pulled out 17 seconds. So 8th, Noddy's mate has just finished, and I think going across the line now in 9th is Mark Parker, so he's complete as well. But here we go, Dan, another fantastic race win, that confirms his second place in the championship, so I'm sure he's going to be well chuffed for that. And we're going to have to wait a little while for the next drivers along. We've got Timorous in second, Darwin's going to finish, he's just a lap behind, so he's going to cross the line first, and Timorous looks very happy there with lots of flashing lights in second. Chili Bass, one of our newer drivers there, in third. I'm sure he'll be real chuffed with the podium position there. Select coming across the line in fourth, dropped away from Chili Bass there. And then Stu Stalton, he's in fifth, a relatively new driver. Select there, I mentioned, he's been a great supporter of the V8 series, been with us for a long time. Yellow Sausages, another new driver coming across the finishing line there for a very solid 6th place. And then Woolly Back, possibly from Birkenhead, but we will find out later, is in 7th and just coming across the finishing line now. And Blue Jones there, just coming across the finish his race as well. So great racing there tonight from the V8s from Flat Out E-Racing. There we go. There's your winner, Dan. Just to remind you, this is the final round of Season 4. We've got a new race coming, a new series, sorry, coming to join us. We've got Decal Labs as a sponsor for the next championship. They will be with us, supporting the series and also providing trophies for the winners. So we're going to be well pleased to have them on board. And just to run that top numbers down for you, I don't want a replay, I want results. There we go, Dan, there we go, in first, Timorous in second, Chili Bass in third, Select in fourth, Stu Stalton in fifth, and the fastest lap was to Dan in 1 minute 38, and that was lap 18, so that was quite way into the race. So hope you've enjoyed tonight and you've had a great time watching us. If you want to see more, click on the subscribe and the like button below the video feed, and you'll see every time we're online. We've got the V8 Championship on a Sunday night. We've also got GT4s on a Wednesday night and a GR3 race on a Tuesday night. So we've got lots going on. So look us up on Facebook. That's Flat Out E-Racing, and you can get to find out all about us. In the meantime, stay safe and hope you have a great week.